Okay, here we go. So I just want to start it with this lovely, a lovely Zen master quote. And it goes like this: Butterfly or man? Zen master Chang Tzu awoke from a dream of himself as a butterfly. Or was he a butterfly dreaming that he was a man? When you meditate, let go of concepts, ideas, thoughts, and emotions, and simply be. In doing so, you allow a greater understanding to dawn.
Wow, I like it.
Good. Okay, I'm going to share the screen now. Everybody see that? Yay!
Yay.
Yay! Yes.
It's so nice to do this with you guys. Okay, so
Should we mute? I guess
no,
to
you
mute.
don't have to mute. I mean, if you want to, you can mute for now, but you don't have to if you don't want to. It's, I want everybody just to be present. Okay, so lit from the inside. And I've called this series Lit from the Inside because I know that all I need to do to change my reality to one of joy is to light myself from the inside. Can everybody read that and see that?
Very clear.
Is it filling up the screen? I think Carrie's frozen, but we'll keep going. So, if I can sum up my talk in a nutshell, it would say, if you can listen to the loving, supportive, kind voice within you and believe it and not listen to any other voice, you will exist in pure peace, fulfillment, and joy. And your world in front of you would have no choice but to transform into heaven. Pure bliss. It is actually that simple, but it is not that simple to do, to consciously shift your reality. So, what I've done is I've broken this process down, this ability to do this, into 3 sections, and I'll be sharing one a week. So, today we're going to be sharing how to blow the lid off the top of your reality. And then next week, I'm going to be sharing how it's about making our inner voice, that inner voice of spirit, really accessible. And then the third week is really fine tuning our own spirit consciousness. Okay. Oops. Oops, hang on. There we go. So here we go. 2 people. We think that we are all living in the same dimension, the same reality, and that we are looking at the same world, that we're all looking at the same world in which we live. But we are not. Every single human being on our planet is living in a unique and very personalized reality. You have your own personalized reality, and so do I. And that is why 2 people can be at the same event and have completely different experiences, and why some people live their lives completely different than we do. And it's because we have created different realities. And I want to share a quick story that gives a good example of this. Before I married Mike, I went on a date, and well, not right before I married Mike, but before I met Mike. um, so I went on a date with this man, and he worked at the Wilkinson prison. But he had a great sense of humor, and he seemed really nice. And we were trying to think of a place to go. So I suggested that we go to Luminara. Which is this beautiful lantern festival in Victoria. Yeah, do you know of it, Anne?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I suggested that we go to Luminara because I've gone there every year. It's my favorite event. My three daughters all made little lanterns when they were small. And the whole place is, the whole of Beacon Hill Park, if you remember, is just stationed with giant lantern displays. And it's just breathtaking, taking and magical. But when I suggested it to this guy, he said, "Oh no." He said, "You must never go to Luminara." He said, "It is full of drug dealers. It's very dangerous." So I was gobsmacked, right? And it was amazing for me to see that this man's reality, his experience of Luminara was completely different than mine, right? And, if he went down there, he very well might see drug dealers. And that would be his experience. But when I went down there, my little girls were running all over the place. We felt like it was a place that was full of love. The atmosphere was so divine. I had no worries about anything. And we didn't see each other. He thought I was very naive and innocent, said I was lucky to be that way, but he couldn't identify with it. But I thought, was I the one who was naive? I don't know. Maybe he was naive, right? But that's our two realities. Here's two guys with different realities. Okay. We are very attached to our realities. I like to believe that the facts in my realities are facts. The facts are facts. And I might not want to know that this world is very malleable, like in our dreams. I like to believe that my physical world today will be my physical world tomorrow. Why? Because I feel safe in that way, and I feel secure, and I make sense of it. I can even be quite attached to my dysfunctional world if it's predictable and something I can rely on. And the odds are that if it will continue to be, it will continue. Yeah, the odds are that it will continue to be that way if I expect it to be. And that's the key, right? I expect it because I believe it. And I can say I have all the experience and all the hard facts to prove it. But also, we might wish for things to be different or want for things to be different. But if deep inside I do not believe that they are possible, it is unlikely that I will experience my reality any differently. Right? I keep it in a box. And it's really sad because your reality and my reality can be limitless. It can be the most joyful, beautiful, wonderful experience. Okay. Now, I've been reading through Ernest Holmes' book and A Course in Miracles, and through my interfaith ministry training, I really learned that so many religions and philosophers really believe and express that our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. And I'm sure most of you have heard that, right? We see it out there because we're feeling it in here. Our inner world and our true belief. And I know probably most of you have heard this many times, but do we know it at a visceral level, a really deep level? Do we get it? It is saying that if I only change inside of me, I have the power to create a really joyful reality. Like if I can get this, that's really big. If I know that if I change inside of me, I change the outside, it's like, wow, I have all that power. How can I harness that? How can I learn how to do it? So, why do so many of us choose different thoughts and hence have different realities? Why do we? Well, It's not our fault. It wasn't the fault of that guy that he saw drug dealers, and it wasn't the fault of me that I saw fairies, right? It's right from the get-go, from when we're little, we make little choices and things happen to us, a little choice here, a little choice there, and gradually we create what we want as our reality. Yeah. But also, we are creatures of habit. We don't want to recreate the world every day because we would be exhausted if we really had to recreate our world every day. We like to set our lives up so things unfold smoothly and predictably. We like schedules. We have morning rituals and evening rituals, right? So it's like, so if you look at this little projector I've got here, it's like the movie projector. This is my mind. This is the camera. And all the films and the clips, the thoughts I choose, the film is like my thoughts. So I decide what film to put in. And then I turn on the switch. The movie projects out onto the screen, and the screen is like my world. Right? Let's change this. Do you know that they did a study and they found out that we have at least 6,200 thoughts a day to choose from. So I have over 6,000 clips they're like clips of movies to put together to create my movie that I'm going to play that day. Imagine over 600 thoughts to choose from. It's like you're in a video store and selecting your movies, right?
Wow.
But I'm in such a habit of choosing the same ones. I'm on autopilot. Maybe I like sci-fi, so I go into the movie store and I'm so in the habit of it. That's all I play. That's all I choose. Right? But so I'm on autopilot. It's like a loop. And I'm not very aware. I've become so unaware of what I'm thinking. So I feel detached. And that is why I'm surprised when I look at my reality. It's like, why is that happening? I didn't make that happen. But actually, we do. But we're just not aware. So I thought, wouldn't it be great if we could just start to be really vigilant and be that bouncer, on the nightclub of our mind, or be that security guard and stand porter at the door of our thought and really be mindful of what thoughts we let in. So yeah, you can come in, thought. You can come in, you happy thought, or you look like you're going to do some singing in my nightclub. Come on in, and oh, there's somebody that looks, like they're looking really aggressive. No, I don't like that thought. I'm going to leave it out there. So a part of this is just starting to be mindful. Now here is where the changing of my reality to joy begins, by becoming aware of my thoughts. Out of those 6,200 thoughts, a lot of them are negative, demanding, insulting, and dispassionate, and very unkind to ourselves. We're not even aware of it. But there's also positive, patient, loving, compassionate, and kind thoughts. Those are coming in through us too. And like I said at the beginning, if you can listen to and believe those loving thoughts, you would wake up and your world would be transformed. Those voices are the ever loving voice of spirit. And listening to and experiencing the results of all that love is our inheritance. Because that voice of spirit talks to us all through the day. We are so highly intelligent, we have everything we need, because inside us is that deep knowing, that knowing just for you. That voice is speaking to you, telling you how to live a loving, beautiful, joyful life all through the day. We have love and joy flowing through us. We're like this picture here. We are life force. We are love. Because just because you are here, you are the will to live. You want to be here. We are the will to live, the will to express, to create, and to have joy. Yes, this energy, this life force is flowing through you. And next week, I'm going to really show you how to start to get into that flow. And it's a new idea. But what I'm doing today is I want to really open our minds to what's possible, because we can't take that lid off our mind yet. We just really are attached to our realities. And if we want to change our world and our realities, we only have to change one person, one mind. Only I have to get into and connect with that Niagara Falls of loving thoughts. And my whole world, my relationships transform. And it feels like magic. But it's not instant. But it will change, because it has to. Like, it has to naturally. Because your beliefs will be changing. Your movie, your thoughts, your choosing to play will be projecting different pictures onto your world. It just has to happen, because it has to match you. You see, this is where that poor secret movie that we like to criticize, this is where it flopped. It kept saying, do you want that job? Do you want to feel wonderful with that perfect relationship? Just focus on that relationship. Make it happen. Do you want that abundance? Just focus on abundance. Do you want success? Just say those affirmations. I am success. This is what I want. Do you want that house? So it kept telling us the treasure, the goal, is out there. We get love from a great partner, right? We can have abundance, right? If we just focus on abundance and a raise, we get happiness. Once we get all those toys and holidays, we get self-worth and status from something out there. And it's saying all these things. So it's saying that house is going to give me a feeling. It's going to make me feel successful. But money, house, partners, clothes, the latest phone, they're actually just neutral vehicles for us to express our feelings through. They're all neutral. They're completely empty. They cannot do anything for us. They are empty and neutral vehicles that just give us a place, an opportunity to express our feelings, to express who we are. But these feelings of security, worth, acceptance, they're not coming out of the phone or that new dress. They can't. They're pouring forth from within me. This is where the treasure is. You are the treasure. These phones and houses or relations, they're actually an insult to the treasure, the huge treasure that you have inside of you. And you know what? When I get in alignment with the abundance of that treasure within me, then my world will just present all these things for me to express those treasures through. If I'm looking outside, I've got it backwards. It's like these your loving thoughts are like love gas. It's love gasoline. The more you have inside you, the more gas you have to play with, the more love you have to play with in your reality. If I am unhappy, nothing out there is going to be fun for long. I'm going to run out of gas because my tank is empty. You get something, it lasts for a bit, and it's gone because you don't have this joy to express through it. If I'm looking outside, I've got it backwards. Remember, everything out there is empty. The treasure is inside of me. It's inside of you. A wealth of acceptance, abundance, love, happiness, peace, excitement. It's all inside of me. And guess what? When I tap into that, whoops, there, I have want for nothing. When you've got it inside, you have want for nothing. You look around you and you realize you don't need anything because you've got it all inside. You have want for nothing. I will know that I am already have all that beauty, already abundant, more than enough, and full of this ever-flowing love and joy. And when I look at that film of my life with a fully loaded heart, a fully loaded love tank, my reality explodes. It completely shifts. And so I wanted to prepare us this week because next week I will share with you the way that we can hear that voice all through the day and a way that will work. And it's not just affirmations. It's a way to recognize and silence the thoughts of fear and doubt. And it is really gentle. And again, you don't have to believe this, but I just want us, just this week as we go through, just be open to the possibility that this is possible. Because I've started doing this, and when I do it, my world is changing. Things are shifting and changing. So it's nice that I can vouch for it. So I'd like to finish my talk. Can everybody see this?
Yes.
Okay. So if you want, you can take this with you for the week. And it's called Take the Lid Off My Mind. And it just goes like this. And you can do the actions with it because my friend Donna, who's here, is an energy worker. She's been doing this most of her life. And she was saying that when you add an action, it really, what does it do, Donna?
It just amplifies the power of the words
It
or
amplifies.
the thought. Mhm. If you say it out loud and do actions, it's just telling the universe you really mean it.
So you can go like this if you want to. I take the lid off my mind. So you can take your hand and just go, I take the lid off my mind. And then go, because everything is possible. Do that with your right hand. Everything's a miracle. And your hand on your heart when spirit's in charge.
Spirit's in charge.
That's it. I take the lid off
Lid
my
off my mind.
because everything is possible. Everything's a
Everything's a
miracle
miracle.
when spirit's in
charge.
That's it. I take the lid off my mind. So can you feel that? Open up your mind. Because everything is possible. Everything's a miracle. My heart when spirit's
in charge.
And I'm turned it into a little song. So I'm going to sing it.
Yay.
You want, you can sing it because it's very joyful. It goes like this. I take the lid off my mind because everything is possible. Everything's a miracle. Spirit's in charge. I take the lid off my mind because everything is possible. Everything's a miracle when spirit's in charge. Yeah. And so what you guys could do right now is just mute you, because there's a delay. If we all sing it, then we're gonna be singing it at about 10 different times. So if you can just everybody mute, and I'll play it twice while I'm doing the actions, and then or twice with my ukulele and then twice with the actions. Here we go. I take the lid off my mind because everything is possible. Everything's a miracle when Spirit's in charge. I take the lid off my mind because everything is possible. Everything's a miracle when Spirit's in charge. I take the lid off my mind because everything is possible. Everything's a miracle when Spirit's in charge. I take the lid off my mind because everything is possible. Everything's a miracle when Spirit's in charge. There. And if you want that, if anybody wants that, you can text me, and you can text me, and I will text you the little song in a little song if you like, or I can maybe put that on a newsletter. Yeah. So that's my talk for today.